Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so we have your settings. He's not cheating. We know that.
Good
Um,
start. It's a good start.
okay, yeah, you can go into the actual game now.
Go.
Yep.
Go.
Go get him, champ.
All right.
So, what questions do you have from maybe some specific ones? Anything that's been on your mind? You know,
Oh man.
since you were a
You
child.
know, I was trying to think one or two other questions because I got two of my questions in already.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've already beaten the average for the
You
chat
can just
here.
count down both of them.
Go.
Well, and
Three,
I tried to think.
two,
Oh, yeah.
one.
Yep.
Quablowy.
All good.
Sorry, Lennon.
I tried to. No, you're perfectly fine, man. This is your deal much more than mine. Um,
Remember to skip
I was trying to think of
cutscenes.
another question or two, and
Yep.
I apparently you guys have talked before, so you I thought of a question, and then I would hear Electro a little bit later being like, "So we've talked about that before." I'm like, "Oh, well, never
Yeah,
mind
we
then."
we had we
Guess we'll
surprisingly
dodge that one.
enough. Yeah, surprisingly enough, we had quite a bit of a chat yesterday just about the overall community itself and just the general run through of this and just a couple of things. I mean, I
Got him
feel
in the
free to
air.
ask anything that's on your mind. Um, I mean,
I
I'm
love the
sure
little
we're not going to
dance.
be
I
distracting him at all. I mean,
Oh, I'm just
It's all
enjoying
part of it.
watching the run.
yeah, no. Dude, the verify is going to be looking at this run, just going like, "How the fuck? What is this?"
What is
they're
happening?
they're gonna
Yeah.
see they're gonna see it's you and they're gonna see the voice actor and they're gonna go, "What?
What is this
Um,
mess?
this is madness."
This may be the most famous speedrun.
Oh my god, it will probably go up though with one of the House of Dead runs of all time as one of the besides from
This
of
is one
course,
of
yeah.
the House of the Dead runs
One
of
of
all
them
time.
one of them
One of
definitely.
the all time.
Yeah. Chris, have
Um,
you ever considered speedrunning anything before? Not just a House of the
I've
Dead, but
no,
anything?
I have backseated my my friend runs Kingdom Hearts and
Oh.
Zelda. I don't know if it's Majora's Mask or whatnot. So I've seen like they have what's it like he plays it on randomizer. So I learned about that
Well, those are
through
so much
there.
fun. I love
yeah.
those.
But oh no. But
How could you?
as far as speed,
How could anyone
as far
do
as
this?
how
Yeah.
could you do this? I think oh wow, he really got me. I think as far as like these days, I'm just trying to get good. You know what I mean? Like I've been playing some Rocket League. I'm preparing to play Lords of the Fallen when it comes out. I'm behind
Nice.
on Ragnarok. I'm trying to
Mhm.
beat Jedi Survivor. Oh wow, that felt dirty, didn't it? That didn't feel
Oh,
good.
and I've added one of those games to that list, haven't I?
Her
Oh
hands
god.
up and everything.
Yes, exactly. Get to
Yeah,
play Resident Evil 3
I,
remake.
I bought this guy Resident Evil 3 remake as a thank you, and I didn't realize his back
Ooh.
catalog
Very
was so
sweet.
big.
No,
I
but
didn't
it's
realize the
good.
back catalog was so big. I've added
It's
to
a
it.
good it's a good problem to have. Dude, why why can't I get good?
No, you're doing
So
awesome. I must say.
oh
Can press continue? Yep.
um so yeah, so I've just been like
Nice,
focusing
nice of
on
that guy
like
to wait.
Yeah.
yeah, seriously. He's like I'm a capitalist. But at heart.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been like focusing on like my fine motor skills and stuff in different games and just devoting more time. I finally got a PS5. It took me so long to get a PS5, embarrassing amount.
I
So
overpaid for one. I'm guilty of it. I
oh, you
overpaid
did?
for one. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, at the start, it's got some really good games on it, but it's just it's like for someone who only does like single player stuff, it's just disappointing. I mean, I think the
I feel
console wars at the moment have just deteriorated. I mean, back in the day, you got like arcade ports for the 360 and the original Xbox. You look at the
Mhm.
games that got
Yeah.
released then compared to now. It's like where have we gone in society? Like, what's the crumbling? We're releasing games
Oh.
like Cyberpunk now. It's like
I was looking up the other
Oh, the one
day.
that barely launches.
yeah.
Yeah, I was looking up the other day about what it meant for a game to go gold. And then I was reading about it, and they're like, just because a game has gone gold does not mean that it is bug free. Cyberpunk went gold and then got totally delayed by the verifiers. It
Yeah.
was so. I was
Yeah.
like, oh wow, that really actually kind of bastardizes the term, really.
So
Wow.
I mean, a question probably that is interesting to all speedrunners here. Do you think after, obviously I've gone through the game with you, do you think you will ever consider doing runs of other games? This is for, of course, Chris.
Would I do runs of other
Yeah,
games? Yeah, I
yeah,
think
Yeah,
especially games.
have you
that I-
been bitten by the bug so
Yeah,
far?
have you been bitten by the bug yet? Get the addiction?
I find it very interesting and kind of meditative. Yeah, it's like very like
Yeah,
sequential.
next time you play a game, you're gonna skip that cutscene.
Yes, it is.
You're gonna skip that well choreographed cutscene that they spent hours.
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Skip the acting from my friends. Yeah. No, no, yeah, I think
I
no,
know
I
we
think
like to take the
definitely,
shit.
no, I like it. I think that
Yeah, get the scientist. Yeah. Oh wait, sorry, I wasn't supposed to say
Nice.
oh, it was very American of you.
that. Oh, remember to get this guy. Remember to get this guy. You come on, get this guy. Okay, perfect,
Oh,
perfect.
okay.
He won't push you down.
Nice.
Phew.
You'll see how much time this
That dude
saves.
is obnoxious.
You'll see how much time this saves. So you're now here.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes.
That's yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, this
it's-
run would have been done tomorrow if you hadn't done that. It's great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'll shoot off a quick question to Lennon here. Have you ever considered running the game? Like this one? Of course, I mean, you said it
This
got
one?
halted, but yeah.
Oh, when it first came out, of course, I was
Okay, yeah,
immediately
yeah.
like, "Oh, a House of the Dead game that is easy for me to like
Yeah.
put together a timer for and be able to actually run." And
Yeah.
and if I was streaming at the time to do that, absolutely, this is one I would have wanted
Okay,
to go
yeah.
into.
That's one
but
thing
it was
that's
at-
literally been on my mind for ages
Oh, for
now.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, nice pushing that guy back out the window. That was awesome.
Right, yeah,
Um,
that's my signature.
Yeah.
No, it's just this game happened to come out at a time where it wasn't great for it,
Yeah.
and I sort of fell out of speedrunning in general for a little while there, but it's a fun thing to just jump into
Yeah, yeah.
sometimes every now and then.
Of course, we might have you on sometime, so I'll hold most of the questions. Spotlighting Chris here. Just
Oh,
don't wanna
sure.
distract
Yeah, of
him.
Hey, no,
Just
I'm
don't wanna-
happy to hear whatever.
Yeah.
There are
so-
high stakes involved.
Yeah.
There are.
I mean, if you don't get that, if you don't get a sub 20, I mean, they might fire you. I mean, they
Yeah.
could be looking
Yeah,
at it
you
right
might be out
now.
of the second one. Yeah.
I'm gonna be replaced. Yeah, I'll be replaced from this one. They're just gonna revoice it.
Yeah.
They're gonna call Jim Cummington. Really?
So if there was another game that you would speedrun,
Oh, that's a
which
good
one would you
question.
want to do?
That's a good question. I would want to do something. I would want to do something like vintage or like something that felt like a reimagining.
Cool.
Let me think of like.
Kill the
does
scientist,
cra-
kill the
do people
scientist.
sp- do- oh,
Damn it. It's fine.
do people's
Kill this guy. Kill the guy on the ground. Kill the guy on the ground. Okay, thank you. He wastes
Do
so
people-
long. He wastes so long. He chitter chatters with you. It's horrible. Okay,
Do
go on.
people,
That dude spouts a dissertation.
He goes on his
people,
own monologue.
he's like, I think it began when I was
Yeah.
a boy. Do people speedrun Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah, well, that is
Oh
a
my God,
very,
yes.
very, very heavily run game.
I would
It
speedrun
is a
Crash
popular
Bandicoot.
one. Also,
Um,
people speedrun everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
my,
I also like the
yeah.
Super Mario 64 challenge. I know it's like you have to devote your life to that,
yeah,
but
I
I
would
like
suggest.
those
Oh god,
yeah.
they're insane.
I'll suggest if you ever were to get into speedrunning as even a hobby, right, a side one. I would always say, and of course, Lennon, you can comment on this because, of course, different runners have different
Yeah.
preferences. I would always do a game which you love, but is something which you're easily accessible to the community. So for me, with
Okay.
House of the Dead, my suggestion for you, Chris, is that if you find a game that's a little bit more obscure that you really
that was
like,
pretty good. Hangman.
and yeah, it's a
Yeah.
really good hangman, I must say.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
That's like the level on mine, I must say.
Yeah.
My suggestion is always to go to like one of those smaller games, and get to know the community, because what you're gonna do there is you're gonna slowly start to get connections, and you're slowly gonna start to say, "Oh, I also run this game." Because the thing is, with those really large games, I mean, I'm not sure for anyone else, but like, I think I tried to run one of the Mario games, and you know, I got called like a complete idiot for asking like a simple question. It's like, you know,
Simple question.
I was
That
like,
sounds like a
oh,
Mario community issue.
yeah, but it's like one of those things. If you ever want to get
The
into running
surprisingly
something,
toxic Mario community,
Yeah.
I guess.
unless you have an unless you have an in the community, I would always suggest to go for one of those smaller games, because you always get that start and you always get that feeling, and it kind of carries over to each game. I feel like. I mean, that's just a personal thing.
Poisonous
Two
mushroom kingdom.
Two things that I think are not bad for if you're just getting into speedrunning,
Yeah.
like if it's your first one you want to jump into. I think it's probably a good idea to pick a run that isn't like a 9-hour game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're doing something that's, you know, like, an hour maybe to beat it at most, or, you know, something like this where it's, 20 minutes.
You're
Uh,
supposed
What
to
are some
shoot
of your
up.
favorites?
Real from dodging some burnout, you
Yep.
obliterated that woman.
I know. I really.
She did not
and
even
she-
have a chance.
Oh, butcher!
Not
God.
a chance.
Oh, exactly.
Um,
you just got the achievement.
Kill 666 enemies.
Excellent. But the second thing I think is pretty good with picking a speedrun game, it's a game that you really, really like,
Yep.
but not a game that you won't mind playing 1,000 times in a manner you've never played it before and will never play it any other way ever again.
Yep.
That's
You really need
You
to
start speedrunning.
Yeah.
I can never play Star Fox casually ever
Oh,
again
I've seen
without
those
half
runs.
boosting
I've seen
throughout the
your-
entire
yeah.
game.
I've seen your
like,
run.
like,
It,
it'll
it's
just never
ridiculous.
happen. Yeah.
No, oh phew.
Oh my.
Yeah, Star Fox's job is your job now. Star Fox's work.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it's I think it's one of those things which is I was talking to Chris earlier, and this is one of the conversations we had yesterday.
Get him.
Is that I think Chris just finds it really
Nice hit.
Mr. Okawa, as I like to call him, be as formal as possible. I think it's just, you know, a speedrunner's perspective will always be different from a non-speedrunner's perspective of the game.
For sure.
And I feel like it's always important
100%.
for, yeah, I feel like it's always important for, like, when it comes to interviews and stuff, right? To always have that, oh, I didn't, there we go. I forgot to do the split. I'm sorry. That's forever gonna haunt me. It's always good, I think, with interviews and stuff, is that, or like chit chats like we're having here, right? To always have that, you know, questions coming from a speedrunner's perspective and questions coming from, you know, a normal player's perspective. Because I think
normal
we're gonna ask like different
normie,
things.
Yeah.
A normie, a civilian's perspective.
Because we will, because I think any of us would be happy to show you the game from, you know, a different eye, which, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
really
it's
have
totally
appreciated
different.
that.
yeah.
Like a
Right,
person
here we
who's
go.
just playing the game normally is someone who's playing the game to enjoy the game.
Remember to
And a
shoot this guy.
speedrunner is playing a game to break the
Good.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do and I do like that aspect. There's like there's a memey quality to it, which
Yeah.
I do appreciate. And I also I think that I like that you guys push the game to its limits, its load times, its, you know, its triggers, all these different things. As far as like, what is the most like abstract speedrunning technique, or one of those that you're like that sticks with you, that you're like, wow, that was like I didn't know that I had
Can I go quickly?
Yeah.
I learned this off of you, Lennon. Thanks for your
yeah, for sure.
thanks for your, you know, I don't cheat tutorial. The the one that you posted, right? The
Oh, I had
proof
to.
I don't use auto.
I had to.
Yeah.
My house that had 2 runs were rejected like 3 times. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I've had enough of this. Like, I have to actually make a video to prove I'm not cheating. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
so the crazy thing was that I didn't know you could bind multiple buttons to shoot in House of the Tree. So my runs went from like, you know, a 20 something to like under 20. It was ridiculous because I can shoot like
It's
really
amazing.
fast, right? But it's like, you know, I was like, how the fuck is he going that fast?
You're basically
I was
typing
like-
of the dead, but every button is is shooting.
Yeah, I think
Every
it's one
button
of
is the
those it's one of
correct
those
key, yeah.
obscure
Every button is
techniques
enter.
because Lennon, everyone comments I want to save as many questions as possible if we have you on. But I mean, your grip, everyone's commented, like even post
Oh, just the claw?
the claw is just because I slightly differently, but it's like
Yeah.
it's one of those things which is just like anyone who doesn't heavily look into the game will always go, "Why are you shooting so fast?" And then when they see it, they'll
Yeah.
go, "Okay, that makes slightly less sense." Okay, let's watch and do this. Come on, one cycle, two at the top, two at the bottom. Damn it. You can one cycle this enemy. We found out. Well, I found out with Santo.
Really?
We took a while to find it. I was like, because I was on controller,
that's good,
right?
because this bitch is slow.
Yeah. I was like, oh, if I can go
hate this
fast
thing.
enough, could I get him in one cycle? And Santo was like, yeah, maybe. because he's one of my good friends in the community. He's a fellow runner, and we were like, okay, let's try it out. And then Santo just hit it one day randomly, and we're like, holy fuck, because it saves like 20 seconds.
Wow, look at that.
It's crazy.
Chris, who's your favorite House of the Dead boss? Was that asked already?
My favorite in this game is Chariot.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
really?
I just think that the dance is absolutely absurd.
Oh my
I
God.
just think it's hilarious.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
you're
it's
right.
like it's not quite undead. It's like it's something else. Oh well, speak of the devil. But like and
Yeah,
people when this
touch a
first came out,
disco and
yeah, totally. There's like a little bit of an allure to it. There's a little bit off balance, a little bit of ballet influence do I detect. But I know when it's a little less intense than the original too, and so
Yeah.
everyone has their own preferences with how, and of course it's designed to like make his.
You're really concentrating here, aren't you? You got it exactly right. Good job.
Oh, you have to.
Good job.
Oh,
If I had one major criticism about these remakes is that you can't push him into the wall.
Oh my,
with
yeah.
gunfire.
Yeah, you can push him
Yeah.
into the wall in the original.
Oh, and in the original one,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
you can throw him through the back wall if you just
Yeah.
hit him well enough.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
He just flips through it.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not going off track here. I think I'll go back to the previous question Chris asked. Lennon, what was the most obscure thing in speedrunning that you...
God, I was trying to think about that answer. I'm not sure about that because I've been adjacent to a lot of speedruns because I went to a lot of the GDQ events and met a lot of really cool people.
I really
there.
want House of Dead to get to GDQ sometime.
I should try and make that happen. Actually,
Bro, a bunch of us are trying to make that happen.
Trying my hand at that.
I want to do it. I want to do it for the remake, but I'm pushing 16 minutes overall in the run. Once I do that, I'll probably submit. Yeah.
Cool. That would be awesome.
Because I'm 8 seconds off getting sub 16 on this game. It's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Go for House of Dead 2. I want to see you beat the crap out of the current runners. We'll talk about that
I'd
more.
love to.
We'll talk about that more.
Yeah.
Maybe when you have your own session. Let's get back to Chris. But
yeah, the craziest speedrun thing. I'm really not sure what kind of answer I'd give, but like watching, you mentioned mentioned Super Mario earlier.
Yeah,
and watching the Super Mario 64 runs are like poetry in motion.
Oh
it's insane.
The 0-star runs. I just
my god,
insane.
It's incredible.
It's like,
What is
you know that
star
wall that you thought you couldn't go through as a kid?
Just beat the game with 0 stars.
Yeah, you know,
Wow.
do you remember in Mario 64 as a kid how you could just fly through the wall? Yeah, I remember that fondly.
Just like
There we
go backwards through the start line to go to the finish line.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just so random. It's crazy.
Walls are a suggestion.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
right? No.
The physical realm cannot constrain the plumber.
You cannot contain Mario.
Bring me the plumber. That has been said multiple times in the back rooms of Bowser Castle, and that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
I bet you they don't even use a plumber because they're like, I don't know, he could be in cahoots.
Yeah.
What if they bring him?
Still going. What? I must.
I like that concept though.
Yeah. I must quickly
I
ask
think
this.
that sounds like a
Yeah.
great bit.
I must quickly ask
It
to you,
does.
Lennon. Opinion on House of the Dead 2, or the original's magician versus this magician?
It's cool to bring him back. The fight's pretty
The
much
fight
the
sucks
same.
in this game. Oh no, wait, but you know how House of the Dead magician, how you can just rapid cycle him on when he's putting the orbs in the end.
Oh, you mean specifically like this game, like not just House of the Dead 1, but the remake? Yeah,
Oh no,
I did not
I'm
like
asking,
how they handled
I'm
him
asking
in the remake
between
at all.
remake versus House of
Too
Dead
slow.
2. It's kind of like that kind
Yeah,
of perspective
I
of.
In this game, he is ridiculously slow. It bothers me
Yeah.
to no end that I can't just
That's
wail on
generally
him.
the
Exactly.
consensus that I get.
Yep.
I mean, when it came to it, it was always. Oh, we're gonna get the leg. Okay,
Yes.
we got sub 20. You're not fired. You're not fired from
Woo!
your job. Yeah, but when it came to it, I mean, I
Just shave off like 2 minutes.
yeah, he did.
Actual
that was
sweat.
awesome.
Actual sweat on the brow.
Good for you.
Yeah. When it came to it, I think.
Congratulations.
Yeah. When
Thank you.
I think so many people said like, oh, the original House of Dead magician was so much harder than this one, and then I finally get the House of Dead 2, right, and I'm sitting there like rapid button mashing him. I'm just like, what's this dude doing? That like fast.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck.
Yeah.
indeed.
There are no iframes for that man in 2.
Yeah. Quick question from chat. Chris mentioned that he played Time Crisis.
Fast.
Does he have a favorite game in the series?
Ooh.
I mean, I always.
And who
will
are you
have-
voicing in Time Crisis?
Yeah, and what's your experience in the Time Crisis remake?
Is there a Time Crisis remake coming out?
No,
better be.
I was just trying to prize something. If you knew anything.
Oh no, man! If the thing is, if we could get, imagine if you could get like a pedal and a gun inclusion for like PS5. I think
Oh,
that
and just have
people
that,
go crazy.
200
dope.
USD. Yeah, physical copy,
Yeah,
200
yeah.
USD.
Yeah, there is money's no.
It's not like
object
I
when
wouldn't
comes to my
buy it.
boys.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
all of us would buy it, but at the same point in time, it's like one of those
Yeah,
things that's.
I think they tipped their hand when they gave us those DDR at home mats. They're like, I feel like you're more capable than you let on. But yeah, no. I think the first one I have a soft spot for, but the second one makes me laugh and laugh and laugh. Goldman
Yeah.
just makes me laugh and laugh.
Well, we're talking about
It's just like
yeah.
it's like staring at like a Lovecraftian creature, like that scene. Like I just am lost in its umbral depths. Like I just like am just like staring at it, and I just like can't look away, and I have to just
Yeah.
keep replaying it.
When
It's
it comes
amazing.
back to Time Crisis,
nothing like
though, it's one of those games. I think Time Crisis that it shares a lot of the humor as House of Dead. I think overall in
Mhm.
terms of
Yeah, well, it's definitely like
Yeah, a
a
little
contemporary
bit.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those experiences which is so unique. It's kind of like how House of Dead introduced a couple of things.
In terms of horror rail shooters, are you guys familiar with a game called Dark Escape?
No.
It hit arcades maybe 10 years ago, if even that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just wondering. It's an
No.
interesting little.
I'll
it's
keep
one of
it
like
on my
the 4D ones.
Oh yeah, I have it. I have that. I have that in my local arcade. Just been
really?
ignoring it.
Yeah,
I have one of
it's-
those
it's-
machines.
Do you sit in the cabinet?
It's
or where
kind
do you
of-
sit?
Yes, yep. It's one of the ones where you sit in it.
Yeah.
It was very innovative with its functions. I thought it was really
Yeah.
cool, but it has a couple fucking major downsides to it.
Yeah.
But it's really neat because it has heartbeat sensors in
Oh my God,
the
I could
gun
not
that you're
handle that.
holding.
Oh, I like
You
that.
get it jump scares you, and you get life back if you don't jump at the jump scares.
Really?
Oh my.
It's fascinating. It's like if a House of the Dead game took itself very seriously,
Yeah.
where it's not as campy. I just feel like most people haven't heard of it, so I always try and get
Yeah.
opinions on if anyone knows what it is.
Yeah. So maybe Chris, I'll ask you two last questions, and then I'll
Yeah, for sure.
I'll let you go back into the world. Non
Marvelous.
speedrunning world.
I get ported back
Yeah,
out of the Matrix.
Yeah. So two
Yeah, thanks for
questions.
dipping your toes in our pool.
Oh my gosh, it's been amazing. I never heard of something like this, like another actor doing something like this. I'm sure they have, but I was like, what a rare opportunity
Yeah.
to get like trained by extremely gifted speedrunners.
I mean, I can never uphold to the standard of Lennon, but I mean, I'm pretty good. I mean, Lennon, you have
I
got
don't do anything. What do I do?
Lennon, you're Chris. I think I showed you potentially a clip from one of his runs.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, we look at your runs
cool.
and it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous, the consistency. So I mean, it's
Cool.
maybe we'll talk about that more a little bit later. But it's one of those things which is like, it's an honor being able to play in front of someone in the game, knowing that
Cool.
knowing that the voice of one of these characters that you hear so often is just casually just here right now. You can ask him anything.
It's very cool.
But I will ask you probably the stupidest question in probably the book. Have you seen any of those House of Dead SP cabinets? Have you ever seen one of those cabinets on a YouTube video?
Not on a YouTube video, no.
Okay, let's swap
look
perspectives
neat.
and let's Oh wait, Chris, if you can go out of the game and show your settings one more time, I can put
Sounds
your.
good.
Aren't there like
I'm gonna show
Aren't
him.
there, like,
Don't spoil them. Don't
six
spoil
of
them.
those in the world or something?
Yeah, don't spoil them. I'll show you one last bit. It's like a
Okay.
20-second video, but it's I want to show you this machine. You just want to show settings one more time, and options. Yep, and it goes go to gameplay. He was not cheating, guys. Okay, good. We've got that.
Incredible.
So let's go back to the.
He had me
original
fooled.
end. This is just kind of the podcast section. Hopefully, Lennon, if you can speak quickly.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Still,
that's
trust
picking
me,
you
I
up.
can
Okay,
do that.
no more need to show this stupid game. this experience.
Who the hell would play a game like this anyway? What is wrong with us?
Embarrassing.
I mean, so
Do you want me to stop screen sharing? Is that what
yeah.
you want me to give you?
I mean, we
control
want
with?
you to turn on your camera right now. We want you to show you that ugly face. Nah, it's all good.
Yeah,
The
that's
live
it.
reaction.
The live
Yeah, like-
reaction.
Live
No,
reaction. to it being
I was
demonstrated.
I had this really stupid idea. Sorry for holding up your time. I had this really
No,
stupid
no.
idea. I was like, oh, I should totally get him to put his face cam on and then take like a selfie with him. I was like, that's the lamest thing you could think of. In my head, that's the lamest thing ever.